Good morning, students. This is Arindam Bagh here, and our topic is Ghosts. It is written by the Norwegian playwright Henrik Ibsen, and it was written in the year 1881, and it was first staged in 1882 in Chicago, Illinois. It was a production by a Danish company, Onto. Like many of Ibsen's plays, Ghost is a scathing commentary on 19th century morality. Because of its subject matter, which includes religion, venereal diseases, incest, and euthanasia, it immediately generated strong controversy and negative criticism. Since then, the play has fared better and is considered a great play that historically holds a position of immense importance. Now, we need to find the characters. What are the names of those characters we have here? So, here we are, the main characters. You can see a map over here, and it has been presented in such a fashion that how they are connected to each other. Pardon me if this thing is a bit hazy for you, because I got this presentation, got this picture or image from the Google image search, and there I found this presentation. Though it's bit clear, but still not very clear actually. So it's still readable. You can see how the characters are interconnected. Before I go to that section, let us make a list of that, how many characters we have. So first we have Mrs. Helen Alving. You can see the character of Mrs. Helen Alving, it is marked over here. Then we have Oswald Alving, her son, a painter. Oswald Alving is here. And then we have Pastor Manders, an old friend of Helen Alving. He's been marked over here. And then we have Jacob Engstrand. He's a carpenter. He's been marked over here as Engstrand. Then we have Regina Engstrand, Mrs. Alving's maid and the purported daughter of Jacob Engstrand. But she is actually the late Captain Alving's illegitimate child. And she has been marked over here. Sorry, this one. And this one is Captain Alving. He is dead already. So these are the characters we are having. That means 5 characters which will actually play here or present themselves. And this one, this particular fellow, Captain Alving, is already dead. Before the play starts, it's been 10 years. He is passed away. So now let us move forward to the characters we are having. So let us understand that the nature of the characters which we have here. So let us introduce the characters. First is Mrs. Helen Alving. So Alving lives with her maid servant Regina in a mansion. Oh, before I do that, I need to explain how they are connected. Mrs. Helen Alving is, the protagonist, and Oswald Alving is his son, and she was married to Captain Alving. Captain Alving already passed away, and Regina Engstrand is an illegitimate child of Captain Alving. But Regina and Oswald Alving, they're having a sort of romantic relationship. Um Basically, they are half sisters, half siblings, but they didn't realize that one. At the end of the play, it will be disclosed to them. Regina is adopted by Engstrand, and she considers that Engstrand is his real father, which is not. Engstrand is an alcoholic, he's a carpenter also. And Pastor Mandels and Mrs. Helen Alving has had also a romantic relationship. Rather, later on, Pastor Manders he requested Mrs. Helen Alving to return to her husband. So this is the relationship we are having here. Now let us move to the characters. Mrs. Alving lives with her maid servant Regina. It is mentioned earlier in a Norway's countryside. She is married. Her late husband Captain Alving at a relative's suggestion, but she had a horrible marriage. So it happens, in our life also. In case of, you cannot guarantee that a marriage will work. Sometimes marriage doesn't work. Two people They are unable to bear each other existence in a particular place or in a particular family. They fight with each other. They had their own differences. And in this case also the same thing happens. He married Captain Alvin as per the request of her relative's suggestion, but she had a horrible marriage. And she once ran away to Pastor Manders also. And I told you earlier, Pastor Manders and Mrs. Helen Alving had a sort of romantic relationship to whom she was attracted. But it was due to Mr. Pastor Manders. He requested to return to her husband, and which she did. She endured her husband's debauchery. Debauchery means a person who is excessively addicted to sex, to excessive indulgence in sex, alcohol, drugs. This is the meaning of debauchery. But sent away their son, Oswald, at the age of 7. He was sent away with the hope that he would never discover his dead father's immorality. So it is the character of Captain Alving which which may affect the morality of his son Oswald Alving. So it was decided that Oswald will be sent away to a different place where he will grow up and then he will come back. So his father died 10 years before the start of the play. Let me tell you, this play has 3 acts. It is divided into 3 acts. So Mrs. Alving has established an orphan asylum, an orphanage, to memorialize his death. She doesn't want anyone to doubt that he was a good and honorable man. So we need to understand that Mrs. Alving is trying to cover up the immoral acts of her husband. At the same time, she is a free-thinking woman and feels compelled to her son the truth about her father. So later on, she will disclose to her son about the real character of his father, Mr. Alvin. So next we have the character of Pastor Manders. Pastor Manders is a local priest. He is from a nearby town. He often give lectures about morality and religion. Obviously, that's why he is a pastor. And his financial dealings regarding the orphanage seem suspect, and he is also quick to bend to public opinion. So he is a person who may change his morality and his decision as per the public pressure and demand. He believes Mrs. Alving should not have abandoned her husband and should not have sent her son into a world at such an early age. So this is an idea. He is easily shocked. No matter what happens, he is easily shocked. Then we have the character of Oswald Alving. Oswald, at the beginning of the play, we can see that Oswald has come back to home to spend the winter with his mother, and he has spent his time in Italy, and there he lived a bohemian life. What is a bohemian life? So bohemian, you may find this word in many places. It is actually it represents something. What we say that bohemian. It comes from the term bohemianism. What is bohemianism? Bohemianism is the practice of unconventional lifestyle, often in the company of like-minded people and with few permanent ties. It involves musical, artistic, literary, or spiritual pursuits. In this context, Bohemians may be wanderers, adventurers, or vagabonds. Wanderers, adventurers are cheap, or it's okay, but vagabonds, it's not a very positive term to use about a person. So basically, he lived a life like that in Italy. He is also a promising painter. Pastor Manders believes that he has strayed from what is moral and also finds him reminiscent of his father. Now, Pastor Manders can easily recognize the characteristics of Oswald Alving, and they have that similarity with Mr. Alving. He was also like that. He was described as a debauchery, which means he had excessive indulgence in sex and alcoholism. Now the same things in a reverse way, in a different way, Oswald Alving also is also having the same kind of character within him. It's like a remaining part of his father. He is carrying the legacy of his father. Oswald is by nature idealistic, and yes, he had some romantic interest in Regina, the maid of his house, who happens to be his half sister. They didn't realize that Regina is the illegitimate child of Mr. Alving. So now who is Regina Engstrand? Regina Engstrand is Mrs. Alving's maidservant, and it is believed that she is a daughter of Jacob Engstrand, which is not true, a carpenter, and the late Joanna, Mrs. Alving's former maid. So Mrs. Alving's former maid was Johanna. Johanna has never been mentioned in that map. She already passed away, and Johanna had a relationship with Mr. Alving, and that's how Regina was born. But Mr. Engstrand believed that Regina is his daughter. So she is the illegitimate daughter of Joanna and Captain Alving. She only learns this at the end of the play. She will realize this, and it will be disclosed to her at the end of the play. Throughout the play, she resists her father's dubious affection and takes pride from working in Mrs. Alving's home. She was very proud that where she works and with whom she works. She believes her father is not a good person because her father is always, he was fond of alcoholism. So she was taking pride about that she works in Mrs. Alving's home and so on. She returns to Oswald's affection, even peppering her speech with the French. She has learned in the hope that Oswald will take her to Paris. She had a dream with Oswald Alving, but she is also careful not to overstep the bounds of what is proper. So this is Regina Engstrand. Now we have the character of Jacob Engstrand. He is basically a carpenter with a deformed leg, and Jacob married Johanna when she was pregnant with Captain Alving's child. So it was not like that. Johanna, so when he married Johanna, Johanna was already pregnant. And the name of the daughter was Regina. At the start of the play, he is working on the orphan asylum meant to memorialize Captain Alving. Now, this is something different. Captain Alving, the lifestyle of Captain Alving has been described to you. Now, they are creating, or rather they are trying to install or set up orphan asylum in memory of Captain Alving. He wants to use the money he is saving to open an establishment for sailors, basically a place for prostitutes where sailors will visit and they will enjoy their time. Back in those days, places like ports, where ports are there, these kinds of things were available there, because the sailors they spend a lot of time in the open sea. So to quench their thirst about sex, prostitution, the system of prostitution is there in basically in port area. Brothels are there. It has been established for these sailors. When speaking Pastor Manders, whom the hypocritical Jacob always tries to please, and he describes the establishment as a place to reform sailors, but he describes it to Regina. It sounds like a high class saloon, and he is an alcoholic. So that's all about Jacob Engstrand. Now we are moving to the character of Captain Alving. He was never been present on the play. Captain Alving died 10 years prior to the start of the play. I told you earlier. And is a very famous man with good reputation. But before he died, he was made a chamberlain. And chamberlain means, what does it mean? Chamberlain means it's a designation actually, an officer who manages the household of a monarch or noble. It is the historical term I am referring to. In British, an officer who received revenue on behalf of a corporation or public body. So he never appears in the play, but is often referred to. So he is like not present in the play, but he's been referred. He's already passed away. No? So according to Mrs. Alving's account, he was in fact a lazy, dissolute man. So look, society might consider a man or think a man that in a particular light, but his near and dear ones might consider him a different character. So that will be all for today. Oh, another character I have here, Johanna. I forget about this one. Johanna was the Alving's servant and gave birth to Regina, and after being forced by Captain Alving to sleep with him. She is dead and never appears on stage. So two characters are already dead, Captain Alving and Johanna. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel and help my channel to grow. Thank you again.